Hi guys, Matt the Editor here, and welcome to another edition of my Who Reviews. Now first off, I'd like to apologise for the lateness of this review. Some of you already know I've been extremely busy the last couple of weeks. Because just last week, I've just gone out of doing a stage pantomime in Penarth. We did the Pinocchio pantomime. I played Geppetto, and we had a very good time. It was a very good show. Everyone loved it. The cast, the crew, the audiences, the kids, the adults. We had a great time, and by the time I got back, I had like only one more week of university to get done before we break off for Christmas, and now it's done. And I thought, well, now I'm out of university, I think I've got the time to talk about this episode. Well, this is it, the big one, the Series 11 finale, what we have been building up for, the Battle of Ranskoor of Kolos by Chris Chibnall. Such a cool title. Before I go into this finale, I thought I'd give a quick recap on what I thought about this series so far. This series gives us a strong start with the woman who fell to Earth, but the next couple of episodes have either been weak, stupid, or boring, and the only good episode at the time was Rosa. That is until the middle episodes came, and we were in for a great line of good, fun episodes from The Demons of the Punjab, Kablam, and The Witchfinders. It had great characters, good setups, and good concepts, and it had great fun writing. But then we had It Takes You Away last week. While personally I don't think it's a groundbreaking episode, I do understand and appreciate why fans or other people like this episode. So as you can tell, the series has a strong mixed feelings coming from me, but I'm hoping that the finale gives us something worth watching, something worthwhile, something that something that is rewarding for us for watching this series. So did it? No. Well, here's the thing. I did not think this is a great episode. It's not a great finale. I did not think this is a great finale, especially since it stole some elements from a much better finale. I do think it's a decent finale for Series 11. It has the same issues, has the same tropes, has the same good things that I found with Series 11. I don't know whether it might have been because I was so exhausted from a busy week I've had that I didn't manage to follow or understand everything, or whether it was really quite weak, rushed conclusion at the end, etc. But there were some brilliant scenes and some really intense moments. Okay, with that being said, let's get right to it. First off, I think I'd like to say the first half of the episode is really good. It has a well-paced, chilling build-up. The production work on the broken down ships, the lighting and the color gradient is good, just as good as the very first episode. The actors perform their characters really well, particularly Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. To her credit, she has her comedy acting much more restrained, and like I mentioned in my review last week, her serious acting was the best moment in the episode, and the same in this episode can be said. Her serious acting is so much better. Like when she meets Mark Addy's character, she is literally talking in a calm way. That's the Doctor I wanted to see. Calm and supportive, but someone who knows when to go too far when necessary. She doesn't look at him and go, "Oh, hi there! Did you see this place? Oh, what's going on? You like biscuits? I like biscuits. What's going on? I'm just gonna shake my hand so I can do all the explaining. Oh, this is so cool." She doesn't do that. And the same can be said when she is interrogating one of the UX members, or when she's confronting Tim Shaw. The Doctor plays it very calm and serious when she meets these characters. She even finally uses the TARDIS sign on as a police box to answer calls. That being said, the comedy stuff does keep butting in whenever she's ad-libbing or says stuff like, "Oh, I should have this. I love having those." It's really annoying at this point. But I did like the interrogation in that long engine room with Phyllis Logan's character, Andinio. And she asks, "How can he know you?" And she just stares at her in silence. That look alone explains everything more than words can. Every time I see her in scenes like these, I see the Doctor. I do not see someone trying to play the Doctor. As far as supporting characters go, these ones are actually pretty good, but I think Mark Addy as Paltraki, that's his name. From the first scene we meet of this character, he gets a good talk in the ship, and then he repeats it again as if he has forgotten it in short time, and that was really interesting. And as the episode continues, we do get to understand his position and reason on this planet. But I feel like I'm getting to a point where Doctor Who episodes need to do the obvious rule: show, don't tell. At the beginning of the episode, we are introduced to Paltraki, whose mind has been wiped, and as his memories were restored, we should have seen flashbacks of the battle that took place here. It would have given more context and more horror to the characters. And even if they didn't have to give us flashbacks, they could have given us hints to the actual battle. Yeah, since the episode is called The Battle of Ranskoor of Rolos. I mean, they showed us flashbacks of a war in Demons of the Punjab. Why not here? I'll even say Tim Shaw is a little better in this episode. I mean, while I thought he was okay and a decent standalone villain in the first episode, I did not like the idea of this lame villain to be the main antagonist of the series. But I did like what they did, or at least were trying to do with him in this episode. I liked how he has gone from wanting to be a leader to wanting to be a god. And yeah, the hype everyone had of guessing, who's that voice? Who's that voice that the Doctor recognizes? Some theorized that it was Susan, some thought it was Omega, some thought it was the Daleks. They keep thinking it's the Daleks. I didn't buy it for a second. I knew it was Tim Shaw. Come on, guys, it's so obvious. I mean, why else have they been talking about this character in the first couple of episodes written by Chibnall? We knew Tim Shaw was going to come back. But I'll admit, Tim Shaw's deep voice through the radio, that was cool. I even liked how Tim Shaw calls his plan a sort of curse for his failure, slowly dying from his failure after what the Doctor did to him. However, I will say, I think having Tim Shaw is a good thing to include in this episode, because I did like how Bradley is taking this seriously. By the way, he said, "We have unfinished business with that monster," and even the Doctor seemed to have concerns for him, like when she carries the object across the room and she gives him that look. Even when Graham seemed to have serious talk with the Doctor, saying how grateful he is, but he is going to do it, and the Doctor even says that if he does it, that she cannot continue taking him everywhere, even if he lives. I even like that little row between Graham and Ryan, especially after they have just accepted each other as family. I will admit I wanted Graham to go all out with his revenge, like maybe betray the Doctor, like maybe lock her in a room or steal one of the weapons and go after Tim Shaw himself. But the more I thought about it, I thought maybe this would have been way too out of character for Graham. And I will say I like what it led up to. Graham learned to become a better man, like the scene of Graham versus Tim Shaw. That being said, I knew what was going to happen. I knew Graham wasn't going to do it, and I knew they were going to disarm him anyway. But I did like how Ryan came back to help Graham, and I liked it when they finally fist bumped. Seriously, when they fist bumped, I literally just cheered. I was so happy. Yeah, but, I did like it when Ryan and Graham were in the engine rooms, and I liked it when Ryan said, "I love you now. I love you, but don't make me say that again." I'll admit, I did like how they designed the containers used to contain all the planets. Looked like pieces of the key to time. In fact, I think it would have been even more cooler if they were parts of the key to time. Even the sniper bots from the Ghost Monument return, and they looked so much cooler in this episode than they did in the Ghost Monument. Yeah, they killed them off pretty easily. It was stupid, pointless, but hey, it looked cool. And speaking of the Ghost Monument, the TARDIS actually plays a part in this episode. Seriously, it took them like 10 episodes to do this, but they finally have an episode where the TARDIS actually plays a huge part. They're connected to the ship's mainframe. There's sparks flying everywhere. The Doctor and Yasmin pulling switches. They use the neon devices to block the transmissions, even though wouldn't that make the Doctor and Yasmin start to lose their memories for a minute or two? But anyway, slow motion shots, Graham saying "Yippee-ki-yay, robots." That was badass. I even literally said, "Whoa." It's so good. The action in this episode is pretty good. It's a real shame that the whole threat is so lame. And unfortunately, That is the main problem with this episode. There are no high stakes. That's one of the things we want in a series finale. We need the characters to feel in danger. We need to see characters we've been following grow up to change. We need a bigger threat, and we need a bigger conclusion. And for an episode with a chilling, atmospheric build-up, it's a real shame that the main threat is something we have already seen. Okay, let me put it this way. When I found out Tim Shaw was using the Ux's power to create a weapon, I was shocked. I even liked the reveal of Delve, one of the Uxes connected to the mainframe, and they were using his power on the ship to make a weapon. 5 stolen planets for one weapon. But wait a minute, that sounds very similar to the stolen Earth. So wait, Chibnall just took something from an even better episode of the show he is running? Is that really a good idea? I'm not even sure if the Doctor made a comment about that. And while I will admit it is cool to see the actor from Wizards vs. Aliens appear in Doctor Who, and to his and Phyllis Logan's credit, they both portray them pretty well. I like the idea of someone's religion or faith being abused by a destroyer of worlds, but watching this episode, it just seemed kind of confusing. I don't know how their religion is supposed to work. I don't know if they were meant to follow new orders. I know they thought Tim Shaw is their creator, but come on, that is just lazy writing. Couldn't you have just said that Tim Shaw came and threatened to kill them if they did not follow his bidding? In fact, they have superpowers. They even said that they're the creators. They can build stuff. So why couldn't they just build something to take down Tim Shaw? Or better yet, blow him up or something? And don't call me a bloodthirsty monster for saying this, but I think it would have worked if the characters have died in the end. Like how they use their power of thought or faith to stop the threat, therefore sacrificing themselves to save others in the faith that they believe in. And for a moment, I thought that's what they were going to do. But in the next scene, they're perfectly fine. And of course, they say they're going to go out and explore the universe to learn more. Obviously. Even the ending speech the Doctor gives, which is not a bad message to end on, and no one knows what's out there, that's why we keep looking, keep your faith, travel hopefully, it will surprise you constantly. It's not a bad message, but I don't think that was established a lot in this episode, and yeah, it was a little obvious. And like I said, there is no big threat. If the Stanza was supposed to be the main threat of Series 11, especially in the Ghost Monument, which apparently is what the planet that they're standing on, they were said to be a bloodthirsty or dangerous threat, but all I see is one of them. Why couldn't there be an army of the Stanza coming down? Maybe link more to the title. Give us a battle, not just a chase sequence on a spaceship with a ticking clock. Better yet, give us a full-on Tim Shaw versus Doctor showdown. I mean, no offense to the showdown between Graham and Tim Shaw, but think about it. 13 needs a defining speech. Using words instead of weapons, the majority of the episode locked in a room with Tim Shaw, then it would have worked beautifully while the companions saved the day. And so, yeah, I'm not a fan of this episode. I'm not even a fan of this finale. The first act was pretty good, and there are some good character moments, production work, some great action moments, and a chilling atmosphere. Again, like every episode of Series 11, the story structure is poorly done, the script falls apart towards the end, and the episode could have been so much better. It could have been actually good. But seeing this series' record of episodes, am I really that surprised? So, I'm going to give this episode 5 out of 10. So there we go. Those are my reviews on Series 11. So what can I say is the overall score for the series? Well, like I said, the first episode was good, the rest was meh, but the middle episodes were gold, and the last 2 were pretty poor. So, here are my overall scores. So let's count them up. They all add up to 67, divide that by 10, which means Series 11 gets 6 out of 10 from me. So yeah, not the best series of Doctor Who, but still a good one. And to be fair, it's just a setup for a new era, so who knows, maybe Series 12 will be even better. Just a little update, the upcoming Doctor Who Action Figure Adventures New Year's Day special is coming. Be sure to stay tuned for any news or a trailer to be released coming this week. And I've just got my cast list ready, and there's only one character that needs a voiceover, so anyone who is interested, let me know. So there you go, guys. Be sure to leave a comment, like and share this video, and if you have seen the episode, what did you think about it? In fact, what did you think of Series 11 overall? And if you'd like to see more of my videos, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you at New Year's. Merry Christmas.